Hey, what's up and welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a very different type of video for today. I kind of just want to sit down and sort of just talk about, stuff. And by stuff, I mean more specifically about Kid Icarus, because of course I want to talk about Kid Icarus. More specifically, I want to talk about the possibility of whether or not there's going to be a Kid Icarus game coming to the Nintendo Switch or not. And also for the sake of having something in the background, I'm just going to be playing Smash Bros. Ultimate. And because we're talking about Kid Icarus, it only makes sense that we have all of the characters in the game be Kid Icarus characters. Yes, including her. So yeah, I guess I just want to sit down and talk about the Switch, Kid Icarus game coming to the Switch or not, that sort of thing. So yeah, the Switch has been out for like a very, very long time now, and the Switch is sort of starting to reach that age, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? That age where a system has been out for so long that not a lot of people are very interested in it anymore, and most of the games that are coming out for the Switch aren't really running well on the Switch anymore, even Nintendo ones for that matter. So basically the Switch may need some kind of pro model in the future, or maybe Nintendo will announce their next gen system soon, who knows really. What this basically boils down to is the chances of there being a Kid Icarus game on Switch is seeming more and more slim, which is honestly a shame really, because like I really want there to be a Kid Icarus game on Switch. Like I remember when the Switch was announced, the two franchises that I want there to be on Switch were WarioWare and Kid Icarus. And well, we already have our WarioWare game on Switch, but no Kid Icarus sadly. So I guess that just sort of boils down to one question, that being, is there a Kid Icarus game coming to Switch? Will there be a Kid Icarus game on Switch? Well, I'm not sure. I'm still a bit optimistic that it'll still come out one day, or at the very least maybe somewhere in the near future. At the very least I want there to at least be one Kid Icarus game. I will be happy if we get a Kid Icarus game on Switch or on their next gen system. I just kind of want a Kid Icarus game, you know? And also sometimes I wonder if Nintendo were to ever make another Kid Icarus game, would it be a sequel to Kid Icarus Uprising, or would it be a remake of Uprising? Because that's usually the camp of people who want a new Kid Icarus game. They either want a remaster of Uprising or they want a sequel to Uprising. It would be difficult for them to remaster Uprising because that game uses the 3DS's control scheme in a very weird way, because you need to use the touchscreen a lot in order to play the game, and the control scheme on 3DS doesn't really seem to fit well on Switch. You know how people say that, Nintendo can't port Nintendo Land to the Nintendo Switch because, that game uses the Wii U gamepad's features to a very exaggerated degree that it'll be impossible for that game to be on Switch? I feel like in some ways it would be the same way for Uprising, except it's not on Wii U, it's on 3DS. But I do feel like it is possible though. You just sort of have to remap the camera a little bit to where it'll fit well with the right stick or maybe motion controls. Who knows? It'll be a difficult task, I know, but like it's totally possible. I really do think that you could port Uprising to a system with a regular controller scheme, So yeah, remastering Kid Icarus Uprising on Switch is possible. It'll just take a good amount of work, especially with having to, make all the visuals in that game in HD and everything. Which then people would naturally ask, oh, if it's so hard to remaster Uprising, why not make an entire new Kid Icarus game? A sequel to Uprising. The only issue with that though is that, do you have any idea how much time it's going to take to make a brand new Kid Icarus game? Like, make a sequel to Uprising. Not only do you have to like write an entirely new story, but you also have to like make new environments, maybe new characters, new game modes. It'll take like a lot of work. Remaking Uprising is difficult, but making a brand new Kid Icarus game would be just as, if not more difficult. So yeah, if I have to guess what they would go with, I think they may go with remaking Uprising and not making a sequel to it, because not only would that theoretically be more easier than making a brand new Kid Icarus game, but also there have been sort of like hints and rumors of there being a remaster in the works right now. Keep in mind that everything I say here is just rumor and speculation, so don't take it very seriously. I don't want to be like Switch Force where I pass off like every piece of rumor like, straight up fact, and that it's going to be a guaranteed that, what I'm about to say will happen. So yeah, take everything I say with a grain of salt, because it is all just speculation and rumor. But nevertheless, there have been like rumors of Bandai Namco working with Nintendo on remaking Uprising for the Switch. The reason why people speculate of there being an Uprising remaster happening by Bandai Namco is because on Bandai Namco's website, there is a listing on there of Bandai Namco wanting somebody to work on HD remastering with a Nintendo related project, supposedly on a remaster of a 3D action game from Nintendo. And last time I checked, Kid Icarus Uprising is a 3D action game by Nintendo. This can mean that there may be a Kid Icarus Uprising remaster happening, but keep in mind the 3D action game from Nintendo is a very very vague description. You could say the exact same thing with, like, I don't know, Metroid Prime or something. That's a 3D action game from Nintendo. So yeah, maybe Kid Icarus Uprising is being remastered by Bandai Namco, but once again, this is just rumor, this is just speculation. Take everything I say with a grain of salt here. This is just supposed to be a fun sort of topic to just talk about. This video is just meant to be, you know, fun and whatnot. So yeah, is there a Kid Icarus game coming to the Nintendo Switch? Maybe. There is still a chance. Nintendo has stated that they want the Switch to last for a while, like a decade they said or something, so yeah, I feel like the Switch will be around for a good amount of time still. And who knows, if the Bandai Namco rumors become true, then, you know, there may be a Kid Icarus game coming, but alas, nothing is really confirmed as of yet, but yeah, I really do want a Kid Icarus game to come still. Even though the chances of there being a game coming to Switch is seeming more and more slim, I still want it to happen really, really badly. Because I feel like you could do so much more with the Kid Icarus series, especially after Uprising, where it pretty much gave new life to the series. It's just so weird, like, you know, Kid Icarus Uprising brought, like, you know, new characters to the series, as well as reimaginings of, like, the older characters to make it more interesting. It just feels like there's so much potential in the Kid Icarus series that Nintendo isn't tapping onto. So I feel like a new game on Switch would bring a lot of new life into the series. Even if it's just the remaster, we could see the visuals of Uprising, you know, better than ever. But also there would be, you know, more fans of the series. Because I know a lot of people who are very interested in the Kid Icarus series haven't really played Uprising, but they're very interested in it, and it's very hard to recommend Uprising to those people if they haven't owned the game yet, because it's getting very expensive to, like, you know, get a copy of Uprising, and it's also going to be more expensive for them to get into if they don't own a 3DS, because yeah, 3DS systems are becoming more expensive too. So yeah, remastering Kid Icarus Uprising I feel like has the potential of bringing more new fans to the series, and who knows, if a Kid Icarus game on Switch does well, then maybe we'll get more of the Kid Icarus series, we'll get more games, maybe we'll get you know, spin-off titles like a Dynasty Warriors game, kind of like, you know, what Zelda and Fire Emblem got. And I do have a feeling that a Kid Icarus Switch game will sell well, because, I mean, come on, have you seen the Nintendo Switch? Have you seen the amount of people who would literally buy anything on that system? It doesn't matter how mediocre or bad the game is, if it's made by Nintendo, people are going to buy it. So yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to talk about for today. As I may have said in the beginning, I'm sort of trying to do a different style of video making, so if you enjoy what you just saw, then let me know. And yeah, I guess with all that being said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Stay cool.